Hey Youtubians, Tony here from We Try Anything. Channel likes to try anything, so you don't have to. What we're going to have a look at today is a watch that's a little bit away from the usual Casio affair that we've been featuring on the channel. And this one is another one kind of from the collection of watches that I've got, which is a Lorus R2302HX9, which is it's a bit of a mouthful really. It's not really a simple kind of model number to remember like the Casio ones, which is kind of F91Ws and stuff. But this one here is kind of a real kind of striking watch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a quick look around it. What I usually do, quick look around the design of it. Look at some of the features and the specification of the watch, and just say what it's like to wear and own really. So just starting off the things, as you can see here, it is in the budget range, and this watch has been featured in the likes of Amazon and Argos for, I think it's around the £20 mark that you can get these. And for that money, what you get is a watch that's made of resin. It's got a resin strap to it here, which has a metal it's like a brushed aluminium effect buckle. Strap retainer and a buckle here, which is quite nice. It doesn't have any branding on there though, unfortunately. And opening the actual watch, you get that kind of stainless steel look that you come to expect from these watches here. And also, as you can see, the actual to get at the watch, also the inner workings of the watch, if you were to change the battery, obviously you've got to undo these screws here and just kind of prise that apart really. So it's all quite fixed in very well. But obviously, as you know, with any kind of strap, I mean, it is quite a nice resin strap, it's quite thick. It does feel quite good quality. But as you know, that if any of these kind of break or, these straps do go, you are kind of left with just a watch you can't wear really, which is a shame because you can't change these straps from what I can see. Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong on that. I've just been having a look. I'm not too sure, but it does seem to have the retaining. No, I'm going to say that you can't really, but please correct me if I'm wrong in the kind of comment section below. So looking at the actual watch, it is about 40 millimeters thick, wide by about 12 millimeters tall. So it's not a real, like a massive watch in terms of, kind of width and it kind of going on your, you're kind of digging into your hand or anything. So it's quite a nice rectangular shape. As I've said, obviously the resin straps, they don't feel too bad. But the other standout feature is this kind of, it's like a plastic metal looking finish really to the sides, which kind of add that it might be a bit of Marmite kind of to some people where you may like it, or you may dislike it really, but I quite add like the actual look that it adds to the watch. I mean, you can get this in silver, I believe, so that might be on the likes of Amazon, but it's quite a distinctive watch really. And looking at the actual watch face, the actual watch face is obviously it's like a mineral glass really, from what I can see, and you can see from here it does scratch. So if you was to get this watch, it is something to be aware of really. But the thing with this watch, and what the real standout feature is that display. It really is quite something really. And if you kind of want to just have a timepiece where it does have some functions which I'll quickly talk about later. But if you're after a timepiece where you just want to see the time really super quick, and the date of the month that you are in, I mean obviously you got your calendar here, but I'll go through that in a minute. But you can glean the time from this timepiece really quick, and it's really good for that fact. And if anything, you can kind of see from quite a distance really what time it is and stuff like that, the information that it's going to show. So looking at the watch face, what you get obviously it's it mentions the day, the date. Obviously you got your time in what I would imagine, I'm just trying to see if I can change it, is 24 hour, and I believe you may be able to change it to 12 hour, but don't quote me on that. Also you do get obviously you got your 24 hour watch there, clock there. You've also got your seconds there, which is what it's mentioning. But quickly going through it now, unfortunately this is a purchase I got off eBay really, and even though you can get them off Amazon and stuff, it was just something I wanted to kind of add to the collection, and it was at a good deal really. But the only thing I've noticed obviously with this one is that the battery is quite low, so the display will dim, but it's kind of got how can I say, like a back LED which kind of glows like a blue, so it's quite a nice colour when the actual battery is at full power. But in this case, it does need a new battery. So you will notice that when I go through the modes. So talking of the modes, what you've got is obviously you've got your timekeeping mode here, which is the main kind of screen, as it were, that you would see most of the time. You've also got what I would imagine is your stopwatch. So as you can see here, it's quite an it's a weird one. It's like, it reminds me of the back in the 80s where, you know, like the kind of very vintage sort of Casios used to go through, like you always had something like some form of animation going through there to kind of say that, you know, it's running. So, and it does have like a 24 lap memory, which is quite interesting, but you know, it does work like that, and I'll just clear that off. The next feature obviously is the alarm, and I believe it has I'm not sure. I mean, I think that's obviously alarm, hourly chime, and I'll turn that all off. And you can set it like that. The other thing as well it's got is a countdown timer, which can be set quite easily. Again, like you just set, you know, using the start set button and then just mess around with that. And then the other thing as well is what you've got. Let me just take that off. The other thing that you've got is, obviously, it seems to me that you've got 2 times that you can use on this as well. So obviously you can have, I would imagine, so this would refer to time 2, in which you can kind of have like not a world timer as such, but if you was in a different country and you could kind of refer to this as your kind of secondary time zone, as it were, then you'll be able to do that. And then finally, you've got the timekeeping mode here, so that kind of keeps it all as simple as that, really. But as I say, you know, it is quite a nice feeling watch. The display kind of is what sells this watch to me. It's just massive, and you know, if you don't like fiddly displays and you like something that's just simple, that gives you the, you know, the day you're in, the day and the time, then you know you can't go wrong from this watch. I would imagine, if you know, the creative types could probably kind of paint these areas here if you didn't like the gold, but you know, each to their own. I don't mind it really. So what I'm going to do is quickly show you on my wrist, and then you can see what you think. So here it is on the wrist, and as you can see, you know, it does kind of, it is quite a big timepiece really, but not in terms of width. It's a very large display that it's got, and you know, it's not that bad really. I mean, obviously if you like your watches really tight, you will feel that kind of like it tightens from the top and bottom as opposed to all the way around really. So just bear that in mind. But I've got it quite, you know, it's a little bit loose on here. I mean, I can try and tighten it, and you do feel the kind of it just tightening over here really. So it's not that bad, and it's something you get used to. But you know, it doesn't slip or anything like that, and it's quite nicely on there. And also it doesn't, you know, it doesn't kind of hurt my hand or anything like that when I've got to move it around for doing certain functions and stuff like that. But as you can see on the wrist, it is nice, and you know, you don't get that kind of thing that I just have an issue with, where it kind of sticks out here. And you know, it is a nice timepiece to wear, and I think it's quite you know, like a very sporty kind of watch really. And it's just something that, you know, if you really wanted to have a quick look at the time and just see what's going on, then you haven't got to flick your wrist, you haven't got to kind of zoom in, stare at it and stuff like that to try and work out what the time is. It's just displayed there straight away. And as I say, you know, your functions they're quite easily accessible via the pushers, which you've got obviously 4 of them as it were. And you know, it's a nicely laid out item really. Nicely laid out watch face. And I've got to say, for the money I paid, I mean, I think it was just under £20 for this. You know, it's a watch that I can see myself wearing really. I mean, amongst all the Casios that I've got, this is quite a nice, you know, like a, not so much a beta watch really, like something that I would wear like with my Apple Watch here, which I'll just confirm. Obviously you can compare the size of the Apple Watch to it. It is quite a nice watch to wear as a difference from the Casios and the get back to the normal time from the Casios and obviously the Apple Watches. So you know, like it's a watch I would suggest it's worth considering if you are looking for something that's a little bit different to Casio, easy to read, easy to glean the time off, and just easy to use really. And you know, it's not massively, you know, it hasn't got tons of features on there, but then it's not hard to work out really. So if it is something that you're interested in, then as I say, I'll pop a link below where you can get this sort of watch from. I think it's yeah, I think it is Amazon that you can get these from. And you know, by all means, you know, have a look yourself and see what you think. So thank you for watching my review. As I say, great watch, well worth considering. But if you like this video, then please give it a quick cheeky like. You know, it always helps the channel. And if you want to see more videos, and I promise there won't be as many watches as I've been featuring lately, there will be other things, then please subscribe to the channel below. So thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Take care now. Goodbye.